Hello and good day. You are welcome to this video to learn about the American lottery process. Please, if you are new, kindly subscribe to my channel and I'll really appreciate your support to help me develop my channel. So what I'll do is to search for the 2023 American lottery. So if you're applying for in the year of 2030, what you have to type is a 2031 American lottery. Then you have this page appearing, and each year uh, the page has some new requirements being added, so it is subject to modification in the subsequent years. So I just click on begin entry just to start with my process, and I have this page to just uh, indicate that I'm a human and I'm not a robot. So it's either if you cannot see these codes well, you can refresh to get new codes over there. You can refresh again, or alternatively you can press the volume key just below the refresh. So,
KNBXMS.
so basically what happened is that the code was read to me, because if you are finding it difficult to see what is happening on your screen, it has the option of telling you. And also the text box over there is case sensitive automated, which means that it is just case sensitive already. You don't need to switch on your caps lock to get the code. So you just type your code and you press submit. You go to the next page, which actually begins the process for the American lottery. First of all, what you do is you type your family name, which is required of everybody to have, or your surname or your last name. And your first name, you type it in the second box. And if you don't have a middle name, as I do not have, you make sure that the smaller box is checked before you go to the next page. So if you don't have, you just check it, but make sure you fill in your name in the box which is unchecked. Then you choose your gender. Here I'm a male, I'll choose male here. Yeah, and your date of birth, it's arranged for the third section. It arranges from the month, day, and year. So you choose your month, your day, and your year. And you go to the fourth, which is the city you were born. If you don't know, just check this to make sure that it turns this color to indicate that you've checked that, meaning you don't know the city that you were born in, which is normal for some people, respectfully. Yeah, and you choose your country which you were born in. There are a lot of countries that you can select from. Then you go to the C point, which is country of eligibility for the DV program. So here you have to check, then you have to read that all these information, but the most important is the question just above the yes or no option over there. So the question reads, are you claiming eligibility based on country where you were born? Then you click yes. Then you choose the country where you were born, which you've already chosen from here. So if you make that choice, it will just reflect down here for you to, this select a country button here will be activated for you to choose your country that you were born on. Yeah. The seventh point is the entrance photograph, and here you make sure that you use the US passport size picture, which is 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. It is very huge in my opinion, and you can click on this blue photo examples page so that you can see examples of some of these photos. And I recommend you to just get a US passport picture, one which is 3 months old. Yeah, something that kind of reflects how you are looking at the moment from the past 3 months. I don't know if you get it, but yeah, just take a current passport picture, in my opinion, and make sure that you meet the dimensions, which is 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters, or possibly you get a US size passport picture for that. For the eighth point is your mailing address. So the in care of the A8A is optional, so it is not mandatory for you to put something there. It is optional. You can leave it blank, or you can just type in not applicable. But for the B, which is your first address line, is very important. So you put in your first address line for your mailing address, and your 8C, it is also optional. Then you go to D, the town or the city where your mailing address is. The E would state the district or the region or the state or the county, depending on where your address is, your mailing address is specifically found. And the 8F would, you just choose your postal code or your zip code if unknown. I know for Ghana it's 00233. That is it for Ghana. So 00233. Yeah. If unknown, you just check this box. There is no crime in not knowing, or you can just Google it. Postal code for your country. So if you don't know the postal code for your city or where your address is, you just type your postal code, or you can just ask Google, what is my postal code for my city? Then you add your city name, and I think you might have some options to choose from. But for Ghana, I know it's 00233, which is mainly used. Then G, you select the country, which is depending on where you are voting from. You just choose that country. So question 9 was about the country where you live today, where you currently are. To apply for this, you choose that. It's a pull down menu, so yeah, you select that country. Then the question 10 or the option 10 will be your phone number, which is optional. You can decide to include it, or you can decide to write not applicable, or you can decide to leave it blank. Question 11 would require you to have an email, and B would tell you to confirm that same email that you provided in A. And yeah, then you go on to 12. Basically what you do here is to provide your highest form of education. So if you, at the moment, you are doing a bachelor's degree but you've not completed, it means you have a high school degree, presumably. That is what I'm presuming. So you choose that. Or yeah, if you've taken some university courses but you've not actually gotten the degree, you can choose some university courses but you've not actually gotten the degree. So depending on your situation, if you have a master's degree or if taking some graduate courses, you can just select that option for you. And yeah. Okay, the 13th question is about your marital status. So if you're divorced, widowed, or married, you choose from here. And yeah, question 14 is basically about the number of children that you have when applying for this. So you basically have to include the number of children that you have biologically, because it explains down there that it gives you like a brief description about what you should actually put there. If you don't have, just write 0, the number 0, or you can write not applicable, but I'll prefer you to write 0. And after that, you just click on continue. And after clicking on continue, you go to another page which will tell you that you have successfully applied. And what you do next, which I might not actually have here, is to make sure that you screenshot your confirmation code, which will be on the next page, which is very, very important. You have to screenshot your confirmation code and keep it safe. You can save it in an email, You can send it to someone you can trust. You can send it to yourself in a Google Drive. Yes, just make sure that you have that code saved. Make sure you screenshot that, or you can write it somewhere which is permanent, which would not easily get missing, because that is what you actually need to check your uh, your status in the next year, May. So it is very important, your confirmation code. Make sure it mostly starts, the confirmation code starts with the year that you are uh, you are eligible uh, to check. So mostly your code will start with, if you are in 2022 right now, your code will mostly start with 2023, and yeah, a very lengthy kind of code with letters and numbers. So make sure you keep that, and if you have any problem, click on this help just to get some information about the lottery. You have a lot of resources here, how to fill, and where you have difficulties, you can also go here to understand the process. What I did explain is also explained here in a very detailed, and I would say the most perfect sense that I would agree to. So I hope this video helped you to understand the American lottery process.